stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip-hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip-hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't feel me straight apply. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Beneath the rich, when east and they stick when I make it fast. But the schoolies never bet for me, my dough is still for thighs. I'm the horn, niggas know they cute too, I keep out the bone. But let's get it, you know my me, you miss be up the shown. And when I see a nigga smile, you will stay up front. And if they got me, no, then you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fat. This scene I'm easy, but I hate I wake, so what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke as trash. And if I get, I'll keep a foreign ocean planet, yeah. Taking trash to the sky from my reason to living. All the flu on the blame that resending you ribbon. Next geeking out of love, I might never be willing. But you'll never know what you I can never forget. But tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, you know by now it's on the line of people, but you never know this name, it's Kanana sequel. Speaking fresh, taking down, so decide the needle. Put down, stay the time to line like you want the needles. And if you hate when I like the brown, it's like your cam in the ground till they come around. But like I'm so fresh up and through the moves confused. And now I know what's up and noon and that was all for you. Say you never lose, stakes is later, Parikana. I was go always not a like a bagel, Drake your face. But I was thinking to his soul when y'all was by the cover. And now I rain, man, I gain like the make whatever. I say complain, flame mine, you gave me no restriction. This nap so hard, go within and never missing. Convinced that you need love me now, but store and never tripping. It's the enemies of all, boy, yo, come and get tripping. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I say the name, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.
Yep, live your dream. That's what we're all about at GPTV1. I want to welcome y'all. It's Monday edition, and I'm excited to get this live stream cracking. It's been an electrifying day in court today. Hernandez Golden. First day of trial in the Young Dolph murder case. And I've been waiting on this case. This is one of those cases I've been waiting to cover. And it started today. They had their opening statements. They had a couple of witnesses. To my surprise, they brought Cornelius Smith on the first day. That's their bombshell witness. He pretty much brought the whole thing down. And you know, I want to get my reaction to it. I want to welcome y'all, and when you step in the building, can you please click that like button? It really helps the live stream. It's your first time here, click that subscribe button. And I do want to give a community shout out to my folks up in Alberta, Canada. Thank y'all for tuning in. Before we get to all that, I want to go to this public announcement. Welcome to the GP Inner Circle. What up, though, GP fam? I'm excited to announce that the GP membership is now officially active. This is your chance to step up and show your support in a way that truly matters. By joining the Inner Circle, you will unlock exclusive perks tailored just for the most dedicated supporters, because you deserve nothing less. But that's not all. The Super Chat feature is now live, giving you an even greater opportunity to engage with me and the community in real time. Your support fuels my passion and creativity, inspiring me to deliver the kind of fire content that only the GP fam deserves. So why wait? Join the GP membership today and be a part of something special. Let's elevate this community together, because when you thrive, we all thrive. Welcome to the Inner Circle. Your journey starts now. Much love. One love, one love. That's what we all about over here at GPTV1. So check out that membership. And there's several ways how you can support this channel. If you're feeling a little generous, you can send a little something to my Cash App, You can hit me in the super chat. I got a poll up right now. Try to check that out. And you can check out the GP store. I got some fresh designs over there, some hot designs, memorabilia type stuff. So I'll check that out. And again, let's get back to this Goldman guy. He's on trial right now. First day of trial. He getting phone calls. I guess I'll check that in a minute. Y'all hold on, folks. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that, folks. Somebody kept calling, so I went ahead and answered it. Maybe an emergency or something like that. But I'm back with y'all, though. This has been a high-profile case. It slowed down during the podcast circuit, but I'm sure it's going to pick up. So it's been high-profile. There's going to be some major networks covering this case. The networks that cover crime and court trials like Court TV, Law and Crime, and all of that. So, in fact, I'm gonna get some of this footage from Court TV as I get my reaction. But people pretty much know the backdrop to this whole CMG PRE alleged beef, and it's been going on for some years. And people been pretty much aware of this. Dolph has been shot one time in Los Angeles, and another time he got his van shot up. So there's been some bullets flying, and some say it was some bullets flying the other way as well. And it was a sad day when Dolph lost his life. They named the street after him. I remember the day he lost his life, and it was just a sad day for the city because people in the Memphis area looked at Dolph as more than just a rapper. He was really a community guy. But there's two sides to every story. There may be some people that stands with Dolph, but there's some people that stands with the Jooks and the Gottis and even Goldman. So, and Goldman, I think as a defense, he probably try to create a little chaos around his case, and that's what you want to do if you're trying to put up a defense. You want to raise doubt. And Cornelius Smith pretty much was the bombshell in the other case, and this is the last part of this case right here. But there's been an ongoing beef, basically due to Dolph not signing with this label. Basically, Dolph just built up his own empire. When he built up his own empire, I guess people just don't like that. And you know, some people just want to be responsible for your career. I remember when I saw Dolph for the first time, and I've been past Makita's Cookies. I met the owner, very nice lady. They some nice people. Just some small talk or whatever. I went in the shop. They got a couple of shops, and so she really grinded to build up that brand. She does a wonderful job. So, and her family. So, like I said, I've been over there with Dolph passed away. I've been all through Castelia. I knew homies from Castelia. So I used to go through there and kick it with folks and all that stuff. So I'm very familiar with all of that. So when I first saw Dolph, I seen him at a club one night. I didn't really know who he was. He just came in and took over the joint. So I can see why they wanted to sign him to CMG. It's just been some back and forth stuff. I don't think like Dunster, he came out with a lot of stuff, dissing back and forth. Unfortunately, this happened. So I want to check out some of the opening statements, and I'm going to get my reaction to it. Let me share. You ready to share my screen? Let me share my screen with you all. and we can look at it together. You want to leave a comment, hit me in the comment section. All right, let me spread that out. Let's get some sound going on. So I got a couple of segments I'm going to show and give my reaction to. This case is about 7 to 8 hours long, so we're not going to do all of that, but we'll do much as we can.
Indictment number 2204769. State of Tennessee versus Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, Jamarcus Johnson. Indictment for conspiracy to commit murder first degree, murder first degree.
Yeah, we already know Jamarcus already played it out.
Tennessee Code annotated.
He testified against his brother.
3912103, code 310015, code annotated 3913202, sketch code 21015. Witness F. Price and P. Summit State, J. Mosaic. True. Signed.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Base
What
44.
a commercial. Let's go.
Mary Bernard, foreperson of the grand jury, date indictment, turn number 10, 2022. State of Tennessee, Criminal Court of Shelby County, September term 2022.
Govan looked pissed off. He looked stoic too. He don't like the fact he's forced to sit there and go through this.
Count 1. The grand jurors of the state of Tennessee, duly selected, impaneled, sworn and charged to inquire for the body of the county of Shelby, Tennessee, upon their oath present that Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, Jamarcus Johnson, between June 1st, 2021 and March 1st, 2022 in Shelby County, Tennessee, and before the finding of this indictment, did unlawfully, intentionally, with premeditation, and with intent to commit the offense of first-degree murder, as classified in Tennessee Code annotated 3913-202. The person of Adolph Thornton Jr. enter into an agreement with each other to commit the said offense. That said, Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, and Jamarcus Johnson, acting for the purpose of promoting or facilitating the commission of the said offense, and agreeing that one or more of them would engage in conduct which would constitute the said offense.
Govan, like, why am I here?
In furtherance of conspiracy of the said conspiracy, one or more of the parties to the conspiracy committed an overt act, to wit, Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, traveled to 2370 Airways Boulevard and killed Adolph Thornton Jr.
Eat the cookies.
Cornelius Smith traveled to 2370 Airways Boulevard and killed Adolph Thornton Jr. Hernandez Govan solicited both Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, and Cornelius Smith to kill Adolph Thornton Jr. Jamarcus Johnson aided in Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop's, hideout and escape after the killing of Adolph Thornton Jr.
Straight Drop was looking for a record deal. Record deal gone wrong.
Aided communication between Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, and Cornelius Smith after the killing of Adolph Thornton Jr., and facilitated payments to Cornelius Smith for the killing of Adolph Thornton Jr. all of which is in violation of Tennessee Code Annotated 39-12-103 against the peace and dignity of the state of Tennessee, signed Steve Mulroy, District Attorney General, 30th Judicial District. Count 2. The grand jurors of the state of Tennessee, duly selected, impaneled, sworn, and charged to inquire for the body of the County of Shelby, Tennessee, upon their oath present that Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, on November 17, 2021, in Shelby County, Tennessee, and before the finding of this indictment, did unlawfully, intentionally, and with premeditation kill Adolph Thornton Jr. in violation of Tennessee Code Annotated 39-13-202 against the peace and dignity of the state of Tennessee. Signed Steve Mulroy, District Attorney General, 30th Judicial District.
DA.
Mr. Govan and counsel, how do you plead?
Not guilty to both counts, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Not guilty.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We met last week, but for formality's sake, my name is Iris Williams, and I represent the state of Tennessee. When I was a kid, one thing that my mom always told me is that there are few things that we can control. One of those things are our choices. Our choices can move mountains. Our choices can get us into trouble.
Yeah.
And our choices can mean life and death. Ladies and gentlemen, this case is about choices. You're going to hear a lot of evidence this week. You're going to hear a lot of names. But the name that I want you to remember is Hernandez Govan. And I want you to remember the choices he made. And even more importantly, I want you to remember the consequences of those choices.
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you have access up to 100.
I ain't mad at him. Trying to get my ass.
Picture this. November 17th, 2021. The victim, Adolph Thornton, and his brother. They pull up to Makita's Cookie Shop on Airways Boulevard. They park the car, they get out, they talk to the cashier, and seconds later, a white Mercedes pulls up and Adolph Thornton is gunned down and killed. You'll hear from Dr. Juliet Scantleberry, the medical examiner in this case. She'll tell you that Thornton's body had around 20 gunshot entrance wounds.
Whoa.
To his neck, his chest, his arms, and a catastrophic injury to his face. But how did we get here? How do we start? Where will we begin?
Where? Let us
This
know.
trial will begin with Erica Thornton. She'll tell you that she is Mr. Thornton's sister. She'll tell you about the last time that she saw her brother alive. And she'll tell you when she heard that he was gone. And after Ms. Thornton testifies, you'll hear from Mr. Raul Hopkins. He worked for security for Thornton for years. And Adolph Thornton just wasn't Adolph Thornton. He was known across the city as a musician. His music, his artistry, his journey, his ambition inspired. And spoke to this city in ways that a lot of artists just didn't do. For his own way in the music industry. And he created a tool called PRE, Paper Route Empire. Hopkins Hopkins will tell us about it. He'll tell us that Adolph Horton made his way in the music industry and created opportunities for other artists. But when you create opportunities for others, some people don't seem to like that.
You did the damn thing.
So Hopkins will tell us about another label, CMG, also known as Cocaine Music Group.
At the time.
He'll tell us about the history and the tension between these two labels. He'll tell us that CMG wanted Thornton as their own, but when he decided to pave his own way, when he decided to be self-made, he became CMG's enemy.
Whoa.
Hopkins is going to set the stage for how this story truly began. And after Hopkins, you'll hear from Cornelia Smith.
Bombshell.
And this is when it all will click.
Yeah, that's why I think this guy, man, I hate to say he cooked. And we look at these cases and be like, man, you pretty cooked, because they took the testimony of Cornelia Smith in that last case. And more than likely, they're going to take it again in this case. So this is an uphill battle for this guy right here.
Smith is a co-defendant. He'll tell you that he met Govan in 2021. They met through Smith's friend, Bobby Carter.
And I think Cornelia Smith is the only person that's actually from the Mound. You know, there's people out there that know Cornelius Smith. They know his background and all of that. They know he grew up in pretty harsh situations. So, yes, he was desperate for money.
And Smith has a couple of nicknames for Govan. He calls him Big Bro.
Yeah.
Or Quet.
Man, that's typical. It's typical. It's just like that queso case, you know, these OGs with these slick nicknames and all of that stuff, you know.
Govan started out by selling drugs to Smith.
Man, here we go. Same old stuff, same old thing. You know, it's all about cautionary tales, man. We live that life. We live that life.
But that's not the only thing that Govan did. Govan chose Smith. And Govan chose him to do a job.
Yeah.
Govan also chose Justin Johnson, another co-defendant,
Looking for a record
to do
deal.
that same job. A job that ended in the life and death of Adolph Horton Jr.
So you gonna whack somebody, you'll get a record deal, huh? That was his goal.
He chose two desperate people.
Wow, what did I just say?
Needing money, needing to support his family.
What did I just say? Didn't I just say that, folks? Hey, y'all in here, click that like button. Y'all can leave a comment, but I just said that they wouldn't get desperate type people, because that's exactly they said how Cornelius Smith actually grew up in desperate type situations. So yeah.
Justin Johnson, an aspiring and up-and-coming rap artist that wanted to be on CMG's label, the very label that Govan had access to and was affiliated with.
Govan trying to boss up.
Smith will also talk about a meeting at Govan's house. The people present at that meeting were Smith, Govan, Justin Johnson, and Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook.
Big Jook.
Now, Jook is the #2 person at the CMG label. Smith will tell you that Govan said there was a bounty on Adolph Horton's life. In fact, there were multiple bounties on PRE artists. Govan told Smith that there was a $100,000 bounty on Adolph Horton's life.
So even though they ran into Dolph, their mission was to get any one of them. So somebody was going to pass away that day by these guys. Because the hit was out like on the whole label. So, and they was on their mission. They was going to get at least one of those guys.
You could earn commissions simply by offering 0% interest funding to business.
Yeah, they just happened to come across Dolph. But I really think that they went to the Mound because it's close to Castalia.
The money's guaranteed. Smith and Johnson completed this job. So what did they do? What did the two desperate people do?
Desperate.
They agreed. And Govan asked for a $10,000 cut from each of them.
Yeah.
He chose to ask for this cut from each of them.
Gotta get his percentage, allegedly. All this stuff is allegedly.
And one thing that is important to note is that Smith and Johnson didn't even really know each other.
Whoa.
But they knew Govan. Govan was the link between them. So let's fast forward to November 2021. Smith hears that Thornton and other PRE artists are in town.
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving time. PRE often hosts turkey drives at different locations across the city.
This is a well-known thing. Everybody across the city knows that Dolph do this thing every Thanksgiving. He's very giving towards the city. That's why people locally look at him as more than a rapper.
So they knew that they were around. Justin Johnson picks up Smith from Smith's father's house. And they go hunting.
Go hunting. That's what they call it.
They get to a stoplight on Airways. At that stoplight,
they ran into Dolph.
They see a special car pass through.
Yeah.
And what is that car?
Dolph.
A blue camouflage Corvette. Most people in Memphis know that there's only one person in this city that drives that car in this region of town.
Yeah. Right at Castelia.
So what Smith?
Castelia and the Mound is right next door to each other. You put this thing together in the Mound, it'd be easier to hunt the person down. At least that's my theory.
And what does Johnson do? They follow that car.
Yep.
They follow that car. The car parks at Makita's Cookie Shop.
They roll past.
And seconds later, Smith and Johnson pull up in a stolen white Mercedes, gun down, and kill Adolph Thornton Jr. in broad daylight.
That Mercedes they was in, they had carjacked somebody for that car. And these guys making music videos and stolen cars, they didn't carjack from somebody. But to explain that part a little bit more, when he pulled in there, they rolled past him. Once you go down to that light, hit that left, you go past that gas station right there. There's a street called Joy. You take Joy, it bring you right back up to Makita's Cookie, and it's a driveway right there. And you can pull right up in there. That's exactly what they did.
They get back in the car, speed off, but not before Thornton's brother, Marcus Thornton, fires shots and shoots Smith. So Smith and Johnson are in this stolen white Mercedes.
They the carjacked.
So where do they go? They go to ditch the car. They ditch the car.
Guess where?
And we'll hear from Sergeant Dabney that the car was left at 1174 Street.
Guess where? Guess who lived right across the street?
They later found out is directly across the street from the defendant's home.
Govan. What type of mess y'all on? Y'all gonna commit this hit and then go back to the spot where y'all created the plan at, where the mastermind at.
After they ditch the car,
they ain't know people was following them.
Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson go to an apartment complex to change clothes and clean up their rooms. Cornelius notices something. He doesn't have his phone.
Oh, his phone.
He realizes that he left his phone in the white Mercedes, the murder car that they left across the street from the defendant's house. So what does he do? He uses Justin Johnson's phone to contact his own girlfriend, Angela Arnold, and you will also hear from her. You'll hear from Angela Arnold and you'll hear from Cornelius Smith that she picked him up from that apartment complex. When she picked him up, he told her what happened. Yep. He told her that he was hurt. And he told her that he was missing his phone.
Yeah.
So what did he do next? Smith contacted Govan from Angela Arnold's phone and asked to meet so he could get his phone back. Ladies and gentlemen, there are copious amounts of phone records.
Yeah.
And Sergeant Browning will testify that these call detail records will support what Smith is saying. And if that's not enough, Angela Arnold will tell you that she and Smith met Govan after the murder so that Smith could get his phone back.
That's right, he got his phone back.
But that's not where it ends. I'll tell you that at that exchange, Govan gave him money to buy a car cover, to hide the white Mercedes, to hide the murder car that was parked directly across the street from his own home.
What type of mess is that? Hey, don't mimic these people, folks. Don't copy off these people.
Not only that, but the day before Cornelius Smith was arrested, he ran into Govan. Govan was concerned. Govan was worried that Cornelius Smith had not been paid. And so what did he tell Smith? He told Smith that he was going to go to Privé to make sure Smith got his money.
What?
Amazon's charging you, but I can show you how to avoid.
Uh-oh.
Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Move on past. That's a bombshell right there. What? Just in case y'all don't know, Privé is the restaurant that's supposed to be owned by Gotti's mom. This is a happening place. They've been holding on it for some years now, but that's interesting. That's intriguing.
Privé is a lounge and restaurant that's affiliated with
Sorry.
CNG artists.
I'm ahead. I'm sorry, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, choices. A choice to get two desperate people to agree to murder Adolph Thornton.
I want to hit the
A
defense.
choice to guarantee them money. A choice to ask for a cut of that money. A choice to help one of the killers get his phone back after the murder. A choice to make sure that one of the killers got paid after the murder. Choices. When you hear all of the evidence, and when you hear all of the videos and look at all the photos and exhibits, you will see the consequences of Govan's actions.
Get to the defense.
Death. Loss. A man, a human being, taken from this world in one of the most shocking of ways, getting cookies for his family in broad daylight in his neighborhood during the holidays. At the end of this week, the state will be asking you, the jury, to make a choice.
I don't think it's going to be a long trial.
The defendant is charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and first-degree murder. Last week in jury selection, we talked about theories of conspiracy and criminal responsibility. And once you have heard all of the evidence, the state will ask you to make a choice and find Hernandez Govan guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Let's get to the defense. You need to clap your hand at that one. You get a hand clap in here. Get a hand clap.
It's just gonna take a minute to switch it.
Let's get to the defense. He had a very compelling opening statement. This guy has a compelling opening statement. You stepping in, do me a solid and click that like button. You feeling a little generous, hit me up something on my Cash App.
a dumping.
Can you get connected to your laptop?
Right, but it went away.
And then we're gonna get to some of the witnesses. Like I said, I was surprised they brought Cornelius Smith the first day. They probably have him on the stand for a couple of days, but he's well prepared for that.
What happened?
I think it might have been off.
They basically played Cornelius like a junkie, and I think that's why he brought all this stuff down. Once he got inside that cell, he wasn't that much of a junkie like y'all thought he was. And in that cell, he got plenty of time to think.
Just said nothing.
Let's get to it, man. Oh, wow.
It's like you're...
Let's get to it. Let's get past that.
Halty Wenger sitting in the white suit.
All right.
As far as that goes. My name is Manny Aurora. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here representing Mr. Hernandez-Govan, along with our former IT specialist, Robert Wilson, who's also a lawyer. Haley Halty Wenger, who's sitting in the white suit, and then also Beth Noble, who's in the black suit, as far as that goes. Last week, I talked to you guys a lot about first impressions, and the reason I mentioned that is sometimes the first impression can be wrong. I listened to a very beautiful, eloquent speech from the prosecutor in this case.
Man, it was poetry.
Really good. But that's the false first impression.
You got a hand clap.
And as a peer of Mr. Govan, you would listen to everything. So let me share to you the rest of the story. This entire case is going to come down to the guy with the machine gun that shot off Adolf Thornton. The whole case is going to come down to him and then possibly his girlfriend backing up his story. Remember, Cornelius Smith has made at least 5 different statements to law enforcement over the course of a year where everything changes. He's then met with the prosecution at least 5 or 6 times to go over his testimony prior to testifying here today.
Yeah, he trained.
So you should ask yourself the question when the judge instructed you, does somebody have a reason to lie? Do they have an interest in the outcome? You are caught red-handed on video, and you're about to see it in a second, taking an AK-47 or lighting it up at a cookie store in broad daylight. He's facing a mandatory life sentence. That's all we're questioning him about.
Yeah.
And I ask each and every one of you, what would you do if you were facing a mandatory life sentence to get out of it?
Cornelius Smith is going to get out of there one day. He is not going to spend the rest of his life behind bars. He may have to do a lot of time, but one day he's going to get out of there. He's going to get compensated for doing all this.
Why would you need to make so many different statements if you were telling the truth? Because remember, the truth is the truth. You don't need to practice it. You don't need to remember it. It's the truth. So let's see who the government has gotten in bed with to try to prove their case against Hernandez-Govan.
Woo! The man said got in bed with. Everybody trained.
So the man you have to believe is the man who's capable of, in broad daylight, carrying an AK-47, going into a store full of people, and just, without hesitation, opening fire. And he's the one that's going to tell you that Mr. Govan did this, this, and this. Nothing that he says can be validated.
Right.
The other thing the government's going to try to talk to you about is cell phone tower records. The expert that the government may call, or if they don't call him, I'll call him, will tell you tower records are inherently unreliable because it's not like on TV. There's a reason why all the engineers from the cell phone providers, T-Mobile, AT&T specifically, write in their letters, they will not testify in court because of the unreliability. The other thing you have to know, and Robert put up the slide, within a 10 square mile area of where all this happened, there are 553 T-Mobile towers. 553 just from T-Mobile.
Oh.
And it's hard to see this because there's so many. There will be
They want to confuse y'all with all that technology.
more AT&T towers. There'll be this essentially over 1,000 towers out there. And what the expert will tell you is this isn't an exact science. Just because your phone pings on a certain tower doesn't mean you were there. See, towers get filled up, and you may have to transfer to the next tower near. All these people live within a couple of mile radius, so of course it's going to hit all the towers. But there is 553 just from T-Mobile within that area where all this happened. They talk to you about conspiracy and how Govan picked these two individuals.
Whoa.
The state chooses to cherry pick a little bit here and a little bit there from each of the statements. But let me play a 5-second clip of
Hey, he doing a damn
how
thing.
all this supposedly happened. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying Govan is involved in one way, shape, or form. But if you want to believe Cornelius Smith, the AK-47 shooter, and God knows how many other shootings he's done, and he'll talk about it. I want you to listen to this.
It was one day, me and Angela was out riding, and I wanted some X pills, so I went to Quit House to get the X pills from him, and Juke was over there. And when I walked in,
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet base.
You know they're gonna attack the credibility of Cornelius Smith.
oh, Juke, this was see right here, and mine, Juke was like, he don't know. First, he said, take all the phones outside, you know. He ain't say my phone, he was saying quit phone, but I passed my phone to make it feel comfortable. So, took the phones outside, and Juke was like, he don't know how they get them, and he got us. And I can't call like exactly when they was, but that's what he said.
All right. So the state just told you to your face that Mr. Govan picked out two desperate people. Cornelius Smith, if you are to believe him, says in his statement, I just happened to be going by Quet's house, Govan's house, to buy some ecstasy pills with my girlfriend. Juke happened to be there. He doesn't say Quet said a word. Juke says there's a hit on everybody, and I got you, and Juke says, take the phones outside while I talk to you. Assuming you believe any of that's true. And the reason I ask you if you think any of that's true is the police never went to question Juke, aka Anthony Mims, or Yogati, or any of the people with CMG. Never once even tried to do an interview. So this is as plain as day. Juke said do it. Quet didn't say anything. Quet lives in the poorest part of Memphis in Orange Mountain. Sells a few ecstasy pills to make a living and hustles with some sports gambling. He's a nobody. That's why I asked you about the Peters.
That's the same old story that we're hearing from these OGs and all these stories. You know, these guys go out and do these brazen acts, and it be some OG behind all this stuff, and they live in the same type of life. They live in the hood basically their whole life. Been peddling the dope in and out of prison. And I believe this guy right here did some prison time. So, you know, it's the same old story, man. Same old story.
Throwaway that they can blame. Why did they not talk to Juke or anybody else with CMG? Ever. Now, Juke ended up getting killed in 2024, 2.5 years after the fact. never arrested, never talked to, never interviewed, never pursued, never surveilled, nothing.
That's true. I believe that because the feds was trying to step in.
The judge also told you when you.
And by the way, there's not much energy towards finding out who killed Jook.
Assess credibility. You need to look at how well you remember.
The police.
Cornelius Smith cannot even tell you when he was propositioned to go kill somebody. The shooting happened in November 17, 2021, and the best the police can say is that this meeting, where just randomly happened, as Cornelius himself has said, was sometime between August and September, 3 months prior to the shooting taking place. 3 months. He will tell you there's no plan. All he was told by Jerk was there's a price on their heads. And that's kind of funny because when the cops, they testify honestly, will tell you there have been multiple attempts on Mr. Dolph's life. Twice in Charlotte by other folks and once in Los Angeles. Everybody in Memphis knew there was a price on their head because there was a war between Peoria and CMG. Yo Gotti's car was shot up here. The song 100 Shots came up after one of these things. There's a rivalry going on and people have been shooting. The police went through this. They know this. They also pulled YouTube videos where people are openly threatening to kill Dolph. It's in their slideshow. You know what they call their investigation? Operation Cookie Monster. That's how tasteful this whole thing has gotten with these folks.
Cookie Monster.
I'm sorry, my arms are shaking because I'm so furious that we're here as far as the trial goes. So the other thing the government hasn't told you when we talk about first impressions is, for weeks prior to the November 17, 2021 shooting, nobody called Govan, talked to him, did anything, be it Justin Johnson or Cornelius Smith. What Cornelius will tell you, which the government didn't tell you, is that morning, it was Cornelius's daughter's birthday, but he gets a call from Justin Johnson that says, I got a car, let's go do something. They get in the car and they start driving around just looking for somebody to kill. They just happened to see Young Dolph's car going by, and they opened fire, and they killed him. And the interesting thing is, even though nobody communicated with Govan for weeks prior to this, they didn't talk to him that morning. He didn't help him get the car. He didn't help him escape. He didn't tell him what to do. He didn't tell him where to go. He didn't do anything. It was a spontaneous issue between two young men that morning. They shot him, and you know why there's no plan? Because they just start calling random people after the shooting. They don't call Govan. They have to go someplace to get bandaged up as far as that goes. The people that helped them never been charged as accessories to anything. They then get rid of whatever they need to get rid of. They left the car across the street from Govan's house on the middle of the street, in front of the street. So if there's some master plan, that may be one of the dumbest plans you could possibly have.
I just said
the
that.
most important person who's famous in Memphis.
Didn't I say that earlier? I just said that. I mean, y'all go do this brazen hit and go right to Govan's house. And people followed them over there.
As far as it goes. Again, there were no phone contacts for weeks.
But he right though, a lot of those people didn't go through get arrested. But in Jook case, man, it could have been a case on the feds probably was going to try to step in on the Jook side.
Especially in the morning. Govan wouldn't know that the Mercedes was used. The only way anybody finds out is social media blows up right away. And multiple people start calling Justin Johnson, including Govan, who knows him. Because the word's out that Justin may have done this. Trayon Ingram is another word you'll hear. He actually touched the white Mercedes and then gave it to the gentleman to use in the shooting.
Yep.
He's not charged, basically.
They ride around in
He's not even charged with carjacking.
cars.
But he happened to pick up another murder right after this happened, and so now he's in custody for the other murder that he committed. Perhaps when making first impressions, you would want to know that. I thought about going over at least one of Cornelius's statements in his lives, but I think it's just a little too much. We would be here for about 2 hours going through everything that he said has been inconsistent, bald-faced lies. In fact, you know how somebody's lying? Because in his first interview, that lasted a little over an hour, 32 times he told the police, trust me, I promise, I swear to God, I wouldn't lie to you.
Man, when they first took him in there, he sort of still high. But when he got to sitting down in that cell, he started sobering up.
He says that before answering one of his questions on one of his first interviews after he's caught. And after he's caught, his girlfriend gets questioned because they ran down the license plate numbers, all that stuff with cars. She lies through her teeth on December 14th of 2021, says, I don't know nothing about nothing. Because Cornelius had talked to her to try to make up a false alibi. See, where's the plan in all this? See, if I have a plan to go kill somebody, we have a place to go dig something far away. I have people that can cover it for me as an alibi. I don't make random phone calls.
Well, you're not the criminal. They creating the plans. Those guys not hitman. So yes, a lot of this stuff gonna be spontaneous.
And so Angela, who knew nothing about this, according to her,
it's hunting.
picks them up at the location where they're getting bandaged up for being shot, drives them around town, helps them out. Of course, she's not charged. She initially lies and denies everything. The police then come back and say, we're going to charge you if you don't tell us the truth.
Exactly.
And so on the 17th of December, 3 days later, she comes back. But what the police don't know at that time is Mr. Cornelius Smith has called 4 of his family members to reach out to Angela to get the story straight. Because he keeps saying on the jail phone calls, find out what she said, find out what she said, find out what she said. And then on the 17th, it comes back, and they're talking to her. And she says, well, we went over to that house sometime in the past, just like we talked about. She doesn't know anybody. She said, I can't think of his name. And the interesting part is, the officers say, is it somebody named Q?
Q.
And then she says, oh yeah, it's Quet.
Quet.
But remember the phrase Bobby Carter that they mentioned? Bobby Carter also lives on Bradley Avenue. They're good friends with Cornelius Smith, and they buy pills together and do ecstasy pills together. And the other thing Angela Smith says is, Govan brought us the phone after the fact. How was that part of any plan or anything else? They called and said, give me a phone. The interesting thing about that is if it's true and you believe her, there would be fingerprints on the car. The police fingerprinted it, DNA'd it, did everything.
They wiped it down already.
Trayon Ingram fingerprints are there. Kirsten Garner, the other guy that worked with Trayon to steal the car, his fingerprints are there. There's DNA in there. There's blood in there. But nothing with regards to Govan. They found the car 3 days after the shooting took place across the street from Mr. Govan's house.
Still sitting there.
Has nothing to do with him, didn't touch it. So if he didn't do that, how does he open the door? And frankly, how do you get the keys to open the door? See, Cornelius doesn't give you the details. Did they lock the car after they left? Where were the keys? He doesn't know about any of that stuff. So tell me how Mr. Govan got into the car and how he did it so beautifully, being dumb enough to take the murder car of one of the most famous people and say, let's just park it across the street, and then somehow magically wiped his prints, DNA, hair, anything out of that car while he's looking for the phone. You know why that is? Because he didn't do it. What you're going to hear from Trayon Ingram is Trayon Ingram, when he stole the car, left his backpack, his wallet, and some other things in the car, and he had Justin Johnson go get it. You will hear that from Trayon Ingram's own statement with regards to that car. This is why I talk about first impressions, because they always could be misleading, and in this case, patently false. When you cherry pick the evidence that you want to tell you, and then have the cameras rolling on a high-profile case to pressure you to commit a verdict of guilty, is patently unfair. And just because he's a nobody and doesn't have money like Gotti or Joke, his brother, who were never even questioned or charged, he's the fall guy in all this stuff. He didn't do anything, even if you believe Cornelius. All he says is, I just happened to show up there, and he said, hey, this is little C. Joke took over and started doing all the talking. Do you think that man pays $800,000 and you'd say,
you can't you can't sit there while they having these discussions. That's the bad part about it. Like if somebody's sitting around discussing hits and all of that, and you just sitting there, man, you can't get implicated.
yeah,
And catch
he's
a
good
case.
for it. I don't need any validation. He's good for it. And interestingly enough,
You're not going to believe what
commercial
happened.
time.
Everything. I'll show you on Monday.com. So I started the biggest initiative of the court.
Yep, they can't implicate it if you sitting there while they planning all this.
also changes along the because initially we were supposed to be paid $1.5 million. But then after another interview, it became $1 million. Then it became $500,000. Then it became $100,000. Then it became we're going to split $100,000 between me and Justin Johnson. And then it became somebody gave me $50,000 in a brown paper bag. Then it became, oh no, I'm wrong about that. It was after I was arrested, somebody gave my lawyer $38,000 in a bag to represent me. That's how many times the story shifted as far as that goes. But the one thing that he does say is after I got the money from Mr. Jerk's people, it was understood that he was on that team. Again, Jerk never arrested, never talked to, even though he says that's where the money's coming from. That guy doesn't have $1 million or $100,000 or anything like that. I may walk around wearing fancy ties, but he's indicated, the judge found that. I'm here to help him because people that are labeled as nobodies, I will not tolerate it. He needs to be thoughtful. He is your peer. We need to do this right. Mr. Govan, stand up. Hold your head up high. Mr. Govan matters. You can't do this to people just for political gain because you gotta solve a crime because somebody famous died. It's just wrong. You can sit down. We can't have a society like this where you base convictions on assault rifle people. Opening up a fire on somebody. And you remember when I told you he couldn't even remember when that meeting was, that band meeting? The best thing you could do is remember that the meeting was sometime between when he tried to shoot Wu or somebody else. That's the best he could do as far as that goes. And so you have to believe if this thing happened, for 3 months nothing goes on, and then one day it just happens. Remember I asked you about pork chops and chicken and all that kind of stuff, if you're going to do something, if you have a plan and it changes? If you believe any of that, he didn't have any plan. If you have a plan, you have a place to go. You have a place to hide out. You have an alibi built in.
None of these guys, man, look. These old game banging hitman type thing, they don't have like no plan B. Like they don't know where to go after they commit these hits and all of this stuff. You know, there's no real planning behind all of this stuff. And I really hate to say this because Govan, he just the profile of a lot of these stories we cover with these OGs, you know. You have these career type street people, you know, and if you stay in that street lane, man, it can burn you out, like literally. You'll be balling 1 minute, then you'll be struggling the rest of the way.
And Mr. Cornelius Smith is going to get up here and tell you, I want to bare my soul, I want to come clean, I want to do all this other stuff. You know, I call BS on that hard because when he tells you that, he will, because he's testified to it before that he wants to bare his soul, he wants to make amends. Then ask yourself, why for 4 years? Didn't he just take a guilty plea and take his life sentence and start making amends? He still hasn't played anything. His lawyers in negotiations with the government. There's no deal.
And you're going to get out,
you know, we do good things out of our heart and we're caught dead.
Cornelius Smith is going to get out of jail one day. You can believe that.
Red-handed murdering somebody. Because we don't want any benefit by coming on the stage and telling you whatever you guys want to hear. 6 times with interviews, 6 potentially more times with the government, more interviews. The truth doesn't change.
Okay.
You don't have to remember it.
All right, we get you. You poking holes in Cornelius Smith. I want to move on to some of this testimony from some of these people. I'm going to get to the bodyguard, and then we're going to get to Cornelius Smith. I'm not going to play the whole testimony because I know they're going to keep him on the stand for a while because they're going to consistently try to attack his credibility. You know, so we're going to get to some of the testimony. Let's get to the bodyguard. So we see what this is all about. The prosecution pretty much laid it out the same way how they did in that last case. And, you know, the defense going to, you know, it's not their burden to prove this guy innocent. All they got to do is poke holes in these people's stories. But I have to say it again. I said it a couple of times on this live stream, man. This guy Goldman just fits the profile. Now, all this stuff is innocent to proven guilty, and all this stuff is alleged, but still, we look at a lot of these stories. Always some OG mixed up in all of this, and they done lost their way. All they know is street shit. You know, that's all they know. They sit in the hood, peddle a little dope and all this stuff, and try to be street politicking. You know, he already lost his daughter, and he claimed that his daughter lost her life because of his lifestyle. And they automatically linked him up with Jook. You know, the internet sleuths, they'll find out pictures and stuff that's online and, you know, people's social media pages. So, you know, they came out with images of him and Jook together. So it was known that these guys had a relationship. And Jook was older himself, you know. He wasn't no little young cat or whatever. And yes, they went and got some desperate guys. They definitely went and got some desperate guys. So let's get to the bodyguard. Let me share my screen. Then we're going to get to Cornelius Smith. All right, let me share the screen, folks. Do me a solid and click that like button. The first time here, click that subscribe button. Shouts out to the Great White North up there in Canada. Thank y'all for checking out GPTV1. So this is the bodyguard, Young Dolph's bodyguard, ready to testify.
Yes.
I guess that's his name right there.
Could you state for the benefit of our viewers who may be taking notes, could you state your name and spell your first and last name?
Raul Hopkins, RAUFHOPKINS.
So this coming from the Law and Crime Network, and on some of those Memphis cases, they don't show the person's face.
Yeah, I am going to ask you to speak up.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that our court reporter can hear you and our jurors can hear you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hopkins, do you know an individual by the name of Adolph Thornton Jr.?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know Mr. Thornton?
From the neighborhood.
And you know him from the neighborhood. How long you know him?
You know that feeling when you're slammed all day, but nothing important actually got
on past this.
done? I had a product.
Again, it's the bodyguard testifying. Dolph's bodyguard. Former bodyguard.
Probably about 20-something years.
And other than knowing him from the neighborhood, you have no relationship with him?
No.
Mr. Thornton. What did Mr. Thornton do?
He was a hip-hop artist.
Okay. And you provide any services to him in relation to being a hip-hop artist?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how long have you done security for Mr. Thornton?
7 years.
What was Mr. Thornton's, you said he was a hip-hop artist. Was he affiliated with a certain label?
Yes, ma'am.
What label is that?
PRE.
PRE. Paper Route Empire.
I'd like to pass forward a picture you recognize.
So I got a poll going on right now in the chat, whether y'all think Goldman is guilty or not guilty. Let me know what y'all think.
You recognize it?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that picture of?
Picture of the chain, his label, PRE.
Ernie, if we could have that entered into evidence as the next.
No objection.
This is a charm that's of the three letters PRE. Will mark this as exhibit 2 to the trial.
And again, Mr. Hopkins, could you explain to the juries what we're looking at here?
That's his chain to PRE,
And what did PRE stand for?
Paper Route Entertainment.
Did he have any issues with other labels?
Yes, ma'am.
What label was that?
CMG.
And what does CMG stand for?
I really don't know what it stands for.
All right, CMG. Well, let's go back a bit. Who are some of the other artists that are on the PRE label?
There's several artists that they have that's on this label.
I've recently come to learn that a lot of founders and marketers don't quite know how to look up the competitors' marketing strategies. I personally like using this with the startups that I work with to look up what channels the top competitors are using to market their company, as well as finding the campaigns which are driving the best results. Let's imagine you have a generative AI startup that helps people write copy for different social posts. You want to go on here and list all of your different
Yeah. Okay. We just had a lot of different artists on the label.
Paper Route.
And would Root be the same person as Paper Route?
They spend it.
Yeah.
And the label you mentioned, CMG, that he had conflict with, that Mr. Thorne had conflict with. Who are some of the artists on that label, if you're familiar?
The only one that I knew of was Young Dolph.
And there were conflicts, is that correct?
Yes.
But what was the origin of that conflict?
Really about music. Maybe a diss song here or there.
Did CMG ever at any point want Mr. Thorne, professionally known as Young Dolph, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they ever want Young Dolph to sign to their label?
Yes, ma'am.
Would be the beginning of their issue?
Could have been. I don't know.
Did Mr. Thorne or Young Dolph ever sign to their label?
No, ma'am.
He's had his own label, PRE, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any acts of violence between these individuals, PRE and CMG?
Yeah.
Was that before or after you became involved as the bodyguard?
It was after.
Tell us about the first one that you remember, the first incident that you remember.
The first incident I remember was in 2015.
And I'm asking you to speak up as well.
It was in 2015. We was in Charlotte. We were sitting in the Sprinter. We were just upstairs. There was two more individuals that was in the Sprinter. Came running up saying the Sprinter just got shot up.
When you say
What?
Sprinter, it's like
Sprinter van.
Sprinter van.
Yes, ma'am.
So everybody familiar with the story out there when the Sprinter van got shot up. And I hate to say this, and condolences to Dolph's family and rest in peace to him, but he was sort of complicit in a lot of this stuff too, about the dissing and the warnings. You have to be warned. Those are like warnings to what led up to all of this, you know. And they said there was some bullets flying back at Gotti's them play on cars and stuff too.
Where now?
Shouts out to John. What up, though?
I was upstairs.
What city? I'm sorry.
Oh, it was in Charlotte.
In Charlotte.
Yes, ma'am.
So the Sprinter van was shot up.
Yes.
Was Mr. Thorne
Get more ignorant. Let me show that.
Where was he at this point?
We was upstairs.
But you had just gotten out of the Sprinter van?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you learn of anyone who was responsible for this shooting?
They said something on the news, but really don't know who actually done it.
What was the next incident that you recall?
Next incident was in 2017 in Charlotte.
And it was again in, you said Charlotte?
Charlotte, yes.
So Charlotte twice?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that incident.
Well, I wasn't there, but I known that his SUV got shot up.
And who are you saying he? What he?
Young Dolph.
Young Dolph's
Yes,
SUV.
yes, Young Dolph's SUV got shot up.
And was he hurt?
No, ma'am.
Was there another incident? Or do you know who's responsible for that?
No, ma'am, I don't.
There was
I believe somebody got arrested for that. I believe somebody got arrested for that. This van getting shot up, and I believe somebody got arrested for when Dolph got shot in L.A. So his people been taking the downfall for what these people this man being shot at or shot.
What was the next incident?
2018 in Los Angeles, California.
L.A.
Were you present for that?
No, ma'am.
Did you learn about what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell us about what you learned?
I was at a baseball game. Somebody called me and said, Young Dolph just got shot in California. And that's how I heard about that.
Yeah.
And did you go to California?
Yes, ma'am. I went there the next morning.
Okay. You know who was possibly responsible for that incident?
No, I don't.
Nope. Can't call for speculation.
Let's fast forward to 2021. Let's actually fast forward to November 2021. Did Young Dolph have something big going on during November 2021?
Yes, ma'am. Every November, he would do a turkey drive for the community.
And explain what you mean by turkey drive.
He would go to several communities, give out turkeys.
And would he do this personally?
Yes.
Again, salute to John.
He also had members of his label there as well?
Yes, ma'am.
In November 2021, was he in Memphis doing that?
He was in Memphis, but he didn't participate in the turkey drives.
Is there any particular reason why he did not participate in the turkey drives?
He just told me he had other stuff he had to do. He wanted to make sure his artists was doing what they supposed to do.
If you want to build an app and have
He
no
wasn't gonna
idea
go
how to
there. He was
code
just
or
making
where
sure
to
his
start,
artist
Cal.
was going to be there.
And so how many of these different turkey drives would there be?
Before.
Before?
Yes.
Would they be all in one day or would they be spread out?
They be spread out. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And is this around a certain time? Is it, you mentioned turkeys, I always think of turkeys and Thanksgiving. Was this around Thanksgiving?
It was the week before Thanksgiving.
So, you mentioned about him being in town. Did he live in Memphis? Did Young Dolph live here?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
So was he visiting that week?
He came in because of the turkey drive.
When did you last hear from Young Dolph?
I just last heard from Young Dolph, it was that Tuesday evening, about 7 o'clock, I seen
7 o'clock, a.m. or p.m.?
p.m.
You saw him?
Yes.
And did you learn any, did you hear from him after that?
No, I didn't.
What was the next that you heard of Young Dolph?
Was that Wednesday morning, about 11:30,
And what did you hear?
that he just got shot.
Bang. Again. So that's the interesting stuff, when these people out here hunting and people can try their best to watch their surroundings, but it's hard to beat that when you got people out there actually hunting. They got like all day to find you, We're going to get to Cornelius Smith in a minute.
Video from that incident.
Yes, ma'am.
If I could pass forward a flash drive.
All right, I think we heard some of him. I want to go ahead and get to Cornelius Smith, and we're not going to play that whole testimony. I just want to get some of that to get my reaction. You stepping in here, do me a solid and click that like button and click that subscribe button. Click the notification bell. That way you can get notifications whenever I go live or drop new episodes. Go check out my last episode about Tug Watson up in Chicago. It's a hot one. And you all can go check out other playlists as I started. This is just like my own Tubi. So, and we cover the crime industry, crime stories. And it'd be intriguing. But let's get to some of Cornelius Smith. And listen to what he's talking about. Get some sound going. Let me share this screen.
N-E-L-I-U-S S-M-I-T-H.
Of course, they're not showing his face.
You know the individual is Golding.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see that individual in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Go to that individual and describe what he or she is wearing.
Man, right here with the white shirt on, black tie, bald head.
And that actually record reflects that the witness has identified the defendant.
Record so reflects that the witness has identified the defendant.
And
you like your little punk.
Starting a fashion brand shouldn't feel impossible.
Other
print-on-demand platforms.
Y'all threw me on the bus.
Mr. Golding.
I met him in 21. Like mid-21, something like that.
Mid-21, so?
Like, yeah, like in the middle of 21.
When you met him, under what circumstances were you meeting him?
I met him through an individual named Bobby. Buy pills at the time. I was just buying pills from him.
And would that be Bobby Carter?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were buying pills from Mr. Golding?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of pills were you buying from Mr. Golding?
Ecstasy and sometimes Percocet pills. Oxycodone.
You like to be up and down.
Would you say, why were you buying pills from him?
Because I popped pills. I was popping pills at the time. Okay. That was my true pills.
Yeah.
Did you have a particular reason why you were popping pills?
I had a lot of stress going on or whatever, and it was on and off thing anyway, but then I was just back on.
Was there a particular incident that caused you to start?
I had lost my son in 2020, March of 2020, and I just went back on.
You had been on them before?
Yes, ma'am, I had been on them before.
And then at some point stopped. And after your son
got killed, I started back popping.
And that's through that course you got to know Mr. Golding.
Yes, ma'am.
Where would you meet Mr. Golding?
At first Bobby started going to get the pills from him, and then one particular day Bobby ain't want to go, so I went and got some from him myself.
Okay, and where was that at?
At his home on Bradley Street, I believe.
So was that how did you know this where he was?
Because I used to be right across the street at Bobby's house, you know what I'm saying, from his house.
So you've always gone to Bobby's house?
Yeah, I used to hang out with Bobby. Like, I used to hang out with Bobby on the daily basis.
So let's go back to mid-summer or so, however you say it, of 2021, when you first came into contact with Mr. Golding. At what point did the situation change from you, or did it change from you buying pills from him to something else?
Like, I guess after a couple runs of going to buy pills on my own from him, he started asking me, I want to make some money. He knew ways I get some money. I'm like, yeah.
Did Did you want some money?
Yeah, because sometimes I go to him and can I get a couple pills on credit? So, you know, that was when he was like, you want to make some money? I'm like, yeah.
And why did you need money? Were you working at the time?
Yeah, nah, not really. I wasn't just working like that. I couldn't just keep a job with a pill like that. I ain't gonna lie like that.
Okay. So you wanted money. What did you want money for?
A lot of different reasons. Make sure my children were straight, you know. Pop me a couple pills, you know. Make sure I was good. A lot of different reasons.
And how many children did you have at the time?
I had 5. I got 5 now, but I had 6.
Yeah, 6 all together. But
Yeah,
this is.
It was after my son got killed. I had 5.
And who is the mother of those kids?
Letitia Jackson.
So you wanted money to make sure your kids were okay. You pop a few pills, and you'd be all right.
Yes,
Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
yes, ma'am.
What's your girlfriend name?
Miss Angela.
Miss Angela. Does Angela have a last name? Arnold?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yeah, 5 kids, a girl, and a girlfriend, and a pill head.
Yes, ma'am.
5 kids. You got a lot going on, buddy.
At some point, Mr. Govan asked you if you wanted to make some extra money.
Make some money.
Yeah, desperate.
And how were you supposed to make extra money?
Well, he told me that, you know, it was a little bound on a couple paper out here.
Okay, I ain't understand nothing you said.
It was a hit on, it was a hit at the time
like
on a couple guys in paper out here, on paper out here or whatever.
Okay, and what were some of those individuals' names, if you can recall?
Paper out Woo, Young Dolph. I don't know all his name because I ain't know exactly who they were.
I was just gonna get one of them.
At what point did he mention the actual bounties, as you say?
One night leaving getting some pills, he mentioned the prices on, you know, Woo had 50 on his head, Young Dolph had 100 on his head, somebody had 5 on their head, 10 on their head. He mentioned the prices too.
So it was almost like a catalog. This person costs this much.
Yeah,
This person costs
telling us
this much.
who had the money on their head, who had the most money on their head,
And who had
prices.
who had
Dolph had the most money on his head.
And he had 100,000. And when you say his head,
I mean, if you kill Young Dolph, you get $100,000.
okay.
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new.
For Young Dolph, they describe it as a catalog.
At some point you will testify that about shooting of Young Dolph. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that, were you involved in any other shootings?
Well, one day, Mr. Govan had provided me with a gun, and he told us that Paper Route Rue was at home one day. So as we approached the house, with me, Bobby, Justin, and another guy, I don't know the other guy's name, Bobby dropped me off. I get out walking on foot. Paper Route Rue was coming out the house, and he had his gun in his hand at the time, and I was walking up the street. And me and him had a shootout or whatever.
Oh.
The gun he provided me had jammed up.
I didn't know that.
You know, I had to duck and borrow weed, and Bobby had got to me. We got in the car and went back to his house and reported what had happened to him. And he was like, he glad I ain't get killed that day right there. But Bobby was like, he wasn't messing with this stuff because he was believing what Jess and them told him about. We messed it up or whatever. And we didn't have our masks on all this, so Bobby felt that.
I didn't know that.
Was there an incident with Paper Route Rue that you were aware
Well,
of?
it was already
prior
a
to the
temp
incident
hit.
when you were involved?
I did not know that. In covering this story, I didn't know they tried to already hit one of the guys. But they say there's been some bullets flying before this before Dolph killings and the other shootings. Let's go. Let's hear some more of this.
Nah, I don't know nothing else about, like, no incident with Paper Route. Just this shootout that I had with him, that's all I know about it. And he was saying that, like, he was going to
Who's he?
Mr. Govan was saying he was
Let me stop you. Did you call him Mr. Govan?
Nah, I called him Quick. I called him Quick. That's what I knew him.
That was your nickname?
Yeah, Quick.
Would you feel more comfortable calling him Quick?
Yeah, I called him Quick.
Okay.
Quick was saying that he was gonna you would pay by Woo Mama or whatever to find out what they be about, you know, play up on the other, find out well, you know, who and them be is so we could reach out and touch them, like find out where they is.
Was it just he was gonna see where Woo was, or was there other paper route?
Any one of them, like Woo or anybody in paper route, he was gonna make sure that, you know, he could play because the Mama liked him, so he was gonna try to play their father figure and, you know, find out where they is and make sure we can reach out and touch them.
Yeah.
So from when you met him in midsummer, the shooting with Paper Route Woo, how far from when you met him to when that shooting was?
I just can't recall, but it wasn't long after I met him though.
It was a couple of days, couple of weeks?
I said a couple of weeks, probably about a month and a half or so, you know. I can't be specific about it. I ain't gonna lie like that.
Were you all looking for specific Paper Route Empire artists?
Yeah,
Any one of them.
Whoever we could find.
Any one of them.
You know, at the time like on certain days or what, like we doing whatever we can. You know what I'm saying?
No plan.
In regards to the bounty, were there other conversations about the bounty?
Just hunt.
Well, after the incident with Paper Route Woo or whatever, and the gun jammed up, I think probably the next day I pulled up old Quick House or whatever and to buy some pills. And when I pulled up, it was a truck sitting in front of your house or whatever.
Okay, what kind of truck?
I can't remember. I ain't gonna lie.
Like an SUV truck or F-150 truck?
Like an SUV truck.
Okay.
But I pulled up and I got out and when he said, he was sitting up there with Juke. And he was like, here go a little C right here. Go see right here. So Juke was like, hold up, man. We ain't doing no talking around these phones, you know, take these phones outside.
Who said that?
Juke. Before we got to talking. He was telling him, like, we ain't talking around no phone, take the phones outside.
Who was he telling to take the
He
phone?
was telling Quick that. Quick,
Okay.
take the phones outside.
And did Quick take y'all's phones outside?
Yeah, I gave him my phone. He set them outside on the chair or whatever. And came back in and was like, yeah, this little C right here, this was the one that, you know what I'm saying, shot your woo. And,
Yeah, you building up your credibility.
Well, you know, basically saying,
your strike.
This the one that shot it, woo. And this one of the ones that I got to, you know what I'm saying, I got on the business too. And Juke basically like, nah.
Govan bossing up. And Cornelius Smith, he getting his stripes up.
He like, y'all gonna get y'all money, y'all handle y'all business, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna get y'all money.
What was person you decided to describe as Quick? What was Quick saying?
He was just letting him know that, you know, I was one of the ones that he got on the business that he had to put the work in or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, gaining stripes.
Okay.
He hired for the heat.
I'm gonna need you to slow it down. He the one that hired on the business to do what now?
To make one of these, get a hit, do the hit.
Any one of them.
I'd like to pass you a photograph. Do you recognize the person in that photograph?
It is Quick and Big Juke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your Honor, if we could have that photograph.
The picture they found online.
The next number, you see it.
No objection.
This is a picture of two gentlemen with white shirts, t-shirts on that's been described by the witness as Quick and Big Joe. We'll mark this as exhibit.
Your Honor, before we publish, I would simply just ask if you have a time frame with this photo as far as authentication goes.
Sure, let me mark it. Mark this as exhibit 4 for this hearing.
Do you know when that photo was taken?
Nah, I don't know nothing about that photo. I don't know when it was taken.
That photo simply identifies the people you've described as Quick and Juke.
Yes, ma'am.
Any objection to the permission to publish, right?
Yes.
With Monday.com's intuitive work management platform, you have the power. Not IT, not admins. You're in charge. So you can tailor work exactly how you love to do it. For example, you can add custom fields and choose how you like to do your work.
But the individual you described as Juke,
yeah,
on the left or right of this photo?
Oh, for mine, he's on the right, the big guy, right on the right.
That's that famous picture people found on the internet sleuths, the internet investigators.
So, right. And the individual on the left, who is that?
That's Quick.
And Juke is the person. Do you know his government name?
No, now since I've been locked up, Anthony Mills, since I've been locked up.
And Quick, you know it's Hernandez Govan.
Yeah, Hernandez Govan.
At some point, I'm sure you all exchange phone numbers.
Me and Quick.
Okay.
I never had Juke number.
You never had Juke's number?
No, I never had no contact with Juke, like how to get in touch with Juke.
So any conversation about bounties went through Govan, is that correct?
Govan the one that did all the talking.
Okay. What name was Quick's saved into your phone?
I had it up on the bro.
Bro? Okay. And how many different phone numbers did you have?
He had 2 different numbers.
But they were both on your phone as bro.
Bro.
All right. So at some point, there was more information given, I guess, about the bounties. Is that correct?
Yeah, about the bounties. It was coming close to Thanksgiving or whatever.
All right. Well, let's back up. Let's get back to the summertime.
There, Govan bossing up.
Before it starts to get cool. Go back. Was there another individual that was brought into this? Justin who?
Johnson.
Okay, and how did you meet Justin Johnson?
I met him through Quick as well.
At what point did you meet him through Quick?
Like around the time we did that, they hit on paper at Woo, and we went and shot at him. Like that was like my first initial meet with him around that time.
And you said you met him through Quick or Mr. Govan. How did you meet him? Describe it.
When they found out that Woo was at the house, whatever, me and Bobby would call, and he called Justin up too, and we all met up at his house.
And who was he?
Quick House. We all met up at Quick House, and me and Bobby jumped in one vehicle, and Justin and another guy jumped in another vehicle.
But he was putting you all together.
Yeah, Quick put all of us together.
Okay, you didn't know Justin before this day?
No, ma'am.
Never seen him?
Never seen him, never met him, I knew nothing about him.
All right, so some point we'll get to November, but what was your interaction with Justin over the course from when you met him?
After we did that and the gun jammed over paper out Woo, Justin then went back and told Quick that me and Bobby so-called messed it up or whatever.
Okay.
So, you know, Quick was like, y'all had y'all masks on. Justin them told him we ain't have our masks on. I ain't have my mask.
Govan knew that this was going on and he asked you to have a mask.
He the one gave me the gun to go out there.
He asked you to have a mask on.
Right. He asked me.
Where you getting these guns from?
He was saying like Justin was telling him that we messed it up or whatever, and that's when Bob was like, he ain't doing nothing with nobody. He ain't getting involved in it or whatever, because
that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to move on. Hey, look, I'm getting too deep with this.
Quick believe everything Justin them say.
Should be running for the hills.
At that time, Quick basically telling me like you would Johnson and you would Justin them, and you know what I'm saying? Under the bid, you want to get this money. Since Bobby acting like he acting, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you said.
Since Bobby
Bobby did right. He should have been running from the hills from this situation.
Like he acting, he told me to get with Justin and them, you know, since Bobby had pulled out of it.
Oh, Govan told you to get with Justin?
Yeah, Quick told me to get with Justin.
Okay. And what reason was he telling you to get with Justin?
So we could find one of the people out any artists to get this money, you know. And
so,
dollar bill.
Govan gained out of you all getting a banner hit on one of the paper.
Going out getting one of these street level hitmen, it's probably not ideal. And the other guy that pulled out, he should have did right. Run for the hills.
he getting a cut out of it. You know, he supposed to got $10,000 for me.
No matter who you
think he should?
Young Dolph, he supposed to get $10,000. I did $100,000. I did $50,000 I was getting. He was getting $10,000.
So throughout the summer, going into the fall, did you and Justin and Govan ever meet?
Yeah, we'll meet up over Quick House.
Are you looking for more in this world? Are you ready to be part of something bigger? The door is opening for you in more than 60 countries.
Like, we'll go over Quick House and that's what we always met up here, over Quick House.
And then what was the purpose of meeting there?
Really, like, we'll meet up over Quick House to talk about a lot of things, basically, you know, about a ban on somebody, finding somebody. You know, sometimes we'll watch the games over there, you know, we'll be over there about a lot of things, basically.
But for Govan, you wouldn't have met Justin?
Nah, I wouldn't have met Justin if it wasn't for Quick.
Prior to Mr. Govan telling you about bounties on these PRE individuals.
One thing about these OGs, they be doing a lot of stuff at their homes, the houses where they stay at.
Rappers, artists, were you aware that they were bounties?
No, man.
These meetings.
Yeah, no idea about it.
Were you aware of who the PRE artists were?
I knew about Young Dolph, but I didn't know about none of these other artists or nothing like that. I had to Google them and to actually Google them. Once he told me, I had to really find out.
Found out, didn't you?
So there would be, like, throughout the summer, you all would meet and he would talk about.
I also stated that these guys be doing reconnaissance type stuff. They be doing research. They'll Google this, that, and the third. These street people be like detectives.
About the bounty.
Talking about the bounty on them. I mean, first we like, man, I was thinking to myself, it's impossible to get Young Dolph, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can get no Young Dolph. But, you know, I was thinking to myself that was impossible. So, you know, I had to Google the other guys to see who they were.
Well,
research.
Let's get to November.
They do their research. Then they go hunt.
It's the week before Thanksgiving. What was going on with you?
He was telling us, you know, they got turkey. Quick, Govan, Quick, I mean. He was telling us that, you know, they had turkey drive. Each artist had a different day while they were doing turkey drive or whatever. And, you know, that's our opportunity. We can make some shake in.
Okay. When you say make some shake, what's shake?
Like, try to catch them and, you know, get the money. Do what he don't want to.
Were you aware about this turkey drive prior to Govan telling you that?
Nah, because I don't know nothing about what paper rap do, so.
Yeah, he don't follow the movement. He around there popping pills, not checking out the latest album.
I listen to Young Dolph, but I ain't listen to
he know Dolph.
I ain't know who the artist was.
You don't know the rest of the artists. He ain't on the internet.
Govan was telling you about the turkey drive.
Right. And
I'm sorry.
He was telling me just.
Were y'all together when he was telling you?
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
So Dolph wasn't actually going to do the turkey drives. He was there to make sure his artist was participating.
Did he mention the bounty? Did he mention the money?
Well, we had already knew the prices on majority of their heads, basically. On everybody else doing the turkey drive, we had already knew the prices already.
Including Dolph?
Including Dolph.
And let's go to November the 16th of 2021. What were you and Justin doing that day?
Well, he had called me up, came to pick me up. We had went because they had a turkey drive in South Memphis. And me and him was out, we was riding, trying to get one of the artists that day that was doing the drive down there. And as we was out there, I got out on foot. There was a lot of folks out there standing with guns with her. Justin was in the car. And he called me and told me that he had got a call that Young Dolph was at a gas station up the street from where we was at. So I ran back to the truck. And
they had multiple eyes on the street.
When we got to the gas station, Dolph was gone. So we rode around for a minute. Then he dropped me back off at the house. And I laid down that night. And he was like, tomorrow we could go back out and see what's up.
So on the 16th, at any point, did you think, okay, maybe we have a shot at getting Dolph?
Yeah, because we knew he was in town. We knew Dolph was in the city then, and we knew that tomorrow we were full-fledged then. We know we anything in shape right now. We gonna get somebody. We gonna strike. Tomorrow is our day. We gonna strike somebody. We gonna get lucky tomorrow.
And at any point, did you all have this conversation with Mr. Govan?
Yeah, we were telling him like, we really getting close, we getting fed over playing, we finna get somebody basically. And he was like, y'all do y'all thing, y'all got beat.
So y'all, there's multiple eyes on this situation, and information is trickling down to these guys, to the hitman. Interesting plot.
And in return, you all were supposed to, you expected to be getting money. So.
Right.
Because that's what he promised you.
All right.
So let's.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 40.
Well, actually, also, one of those, Justin. What did he do for it?
He was a rep.
At any point, did you all participate in a music video or anything?
Yeah, I was called by Mr. Govan to be in the video because I don't know Justin. Like,
what?
So I was in the video, but I didn't want to be in it, so I put a mask on my face.
And
y'all in this music video with cars y'all jacked.
Like in summertime 21, I can't tell you the exact one, not like that, but
let y'all know some of these videos, these cars and stuff in there, it just may be stolen cars.
But it was prior to, was that after
it was after them. Yeah, it was after the movie.
But prior to Dolph.
Dolph, right.
Okay. We have a photograph that is for you. Previously been shown to the defense counsel. Do you recognize the contents of that photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that photograph?
This the photograph of us in front of the house where y'all found the car shooting a rap video.
And who's all in that video?
Justin. I don't know the other two guys. Hernandez go where I'm standing right.
You in the music video too?
Mask on my face.
Young, if we could have that photograph and its evidence, that's the next month.
Guess he's trying to be straight drop manager.
So this is a photograph with 5 individuals in the picture. Mr. Govan with the cap on, the witness described.
Hope y'all get y'all snacks.
Govan with a mask on. Individual with a red cap on. Is this Justin Johnson?
Yes, fine.
Justin Johnson.
Straight drop music video.
Baseball cap on, holding a stack of money. Lil Mark visited exhibit 5 to this man.
Oh, we're gonna get y'all a record deal.
He's already said he did.
Should we just know this one?
Hold on. Let's mark this and then you can ask your question before.
What money y'all hold in that music video? Sure not y'all's.
I ask you again, do you recall when this was taken? Or the video, excuse me, the photograph that you were just looking at, not this one, but the one you just handed to.
That was the video. I don't know what month it was. I don't know like exact time it was, but I know it was sometime. It was after the paper I movie. That's all I can say about it.
No. Your Honor, who posted the picture? Yeah. Could you describe for the jury?
Golden right there.
There's the video shoot of us at the house across the street from Quick House, across the street from Nene Govan house.
Where they had that car at?
Who is this individual?
I don't know him.
Who is this?
It's Jason Jones.
Who is this individual?
I don't know who that is.
Who is this?
That's a Nene Govan.
Govan.
Who is this individual?
It's me right there.
Why did you have a mask on?
Because I wasn't part of the little crew, and, you know, I ain't want to bring no little beef upon myself. He asked me to be quick, and then they go and asked me to be in the video. That's why I'm standing, like, right behind him.
That's your pay for that attempt hit. You already tried to do an attempt hit. You didn't get paid for that. I guess this is your payment. Put you in this video.
So we're gonna, I know I'm doing some time warping. But this was summertime. We're gonna go back to November, at this point, November 17th, right? What was going on that morning? What do you recall about that morning? November 17th, 2021.
It was actually my daughter's birthday. I woke up.
But you out doing hits.
From Justin Johnson. So I don't know if I called him back or he called me back, but somehow he got on the phone. We was on the phone, and he was telling me that he was finna pull up on me.
Get that money.
And did you plan to meet him there?
Yeah, we had been out there before, you know, on the turkey drive or whatnot. That's when they told us the doc was at the gas station, but we gone. So the next day we know another turkey drive. So we up that day and, you know, try to get to that turkey drive.
If you could earn commission simply by offering 0% interest funding to
get to that turkey drive, as he say, somebody gonna get got.
Did you recall?
I can't recall.
It was November
17th, my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
So, how long from when you received a call from Justin to when he came to get you?
He close by, so it was like a couple minutes. He was close by. It wasn't long. He was close by.
And I don't know.
I was in a mile.
How far from Mr. Govan's house to your house? How was that far?
Nah, it wasn't far. A couple minutes. It wasn't far.
So he wasn't far because he came pretty quickly once he
he came fast.
Okay. And when he arrived, what type of vehicle was he?
He was in a white Mercedes.
Had you ever seen him in white Mercedes?
Nah, I ain't never seen that car before.
What car would you normally see him
in? An SUV, like a white truck or something.
Because the night before, they got footage of straight drop swapping that car out to get in that Mercedes.
And did you ask him why he had this?
I ain't asked no questions. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't asked no questions. I just
hopped on me. On the mission.
On the mission.
At this point, had your mission changed to Dolph knowing that he was in town?
Yeah, anybody. At this point, anybody, like in paper, anybody.
Okay. So, he picks you up.
He picked me up.
And where did he pick you up from?
He picked me up from my pop's house. Once he picked me up, we went back to right in front of Govan, and then the Govan house.
Okay,
And
is that on Bradley Street?
on Bradley Street, yes, ma'am.
And when you went back to Govan's house on Bradley Street, what did you do then?
He jumped out the car and jumped and grabbed somebody in his suburban truck.
Could I ask, we identify who the he's are? It's getting very confusing with the hearsay.
I think Ms. Taylor was.
Right there on Bradley Street.
Been doing a pretty good job at it.
We've got a lot of theys and he's, and it's very confusing.
That's why I asked. So the he that jumped out the car, who was the he?
Justin Johnson jumped out the car and he jumped out the white Mercedes-Benz and grabbed somebody his SUV that he had parked by across the street from where his house is, right?
Yeah, he had swapped out cars because they have footage of straight drop before this happened. Like they tracked his footsteps basically and led him up to this hit. And according to all this video footage, he had on the same clothes for like a couple days.
And I didn't ask you, where is this house?
Across the street from a nigga Govan house.
Yeah.
Where we'll park it.
Where they left the kids at.
We'll park in front of his house and go to his house. Go to and then go.
And guess what? The internet folks figured this out. The police didn't figure that part out. The internet investigators figured this out. They pulled up his music video and they see where that car got parked at. So they just connected the dots. They knew straight drop had something to do with this.
You go to he, all right. You parked in front of Govan's house.
We park at their house and to go over Mr. Hernandez Govan house. Hang up.
All right, so Justin got out of the car, opened the door or something to the SUV, got something out.
Right.
Did he get back in?
Yes, ma'am. He got back in and we took off.
Okay, do you know what he got out of the car?
No, ma'am. I can't remember.
All right. You previously mentioned that you all were kind of on a hunt.
Hunting.
When you go hunt,
That's what it's called.
you have guns.
Right.
Did you have a gun?
Justin Johnson already had the guns in the car prior to me getting in. They was already in the car.
Did you all have masks?
Yes, ma'am. I had my own mask, my own gloves, and Justin Johnson had his own mask and gloves.
At some point, did you put these masks and gloves on?
Yes, ma'am. We once Justin grabbed something out of that white SUV, we proceeded on heading towards Westwood area.
Westwood.
I want to introduce you to this platform called
South
Web.
Memphis.
They finally sponsored this video.
Heading towards Westwood, hunting. That's the end of that one. So we're going to end it right there. We know what happened after that. Let me stop sharing that. So that's my reaction to Dolph's first day. It was Dolph murder trial, the first day. And this is the last part of this case with Govan. And most people think he cooked, and I do too. I think they're going to take the testimony of Cornelius Smith. They took his testimony in the last case, and I believe Govan is cooked. And again, he just fit the profile of some of these OGs we cover in these podcasts. So these guys be in the shadows, be trying to conduct all these business and all of that, and they be peddling a little dope in the hood, stints in prison and all of that. They don't know nothing else. And we can't always blame the young people because these old heads be catching these cases too. Literally. These old heads be catching these cases. I think this guy right here is pretty cooked. He's trying to be this big businessman. But really, you've been the big boss businessman with desperate people. And you're trying to be a negotiator with the guy Jook. So there's both sides to everybody. I've met people out there, they ride with Jook. I've met people that ride with Dolph and all of that. So two sides to every story. So you got sides that people that ride with both sides. So I try to keep it general on here, but this guy Govan, you know, and I think that you may get street credibility, but some people will live a lifetime just to be the man in the hood. And a lot of times these guys get old. And that tells me when you do that, you never got your shot to be that guy in the hood. That's something you're supposed to have established like 20 years old or something. You see somebody 45 years old doing that, it's like you didn't get your chance to be that guy in the hood. And something like that should be established like you 20, 21 years old. And you really start that path as a teenager. So if you start that path as a teenager, by the time you get 20, 21, and you're supposed to be hood at whatever you're doing, you should be pretty established. And some people do get established and they stay in that lane for so long. They can't let it go. That's when you become a product of your environment. All this stuff is allegedly, but still, you cover too many stories, and I've seen this too many times. This was just in that case. But his dad got on the stand and testified against him. And he was just one of those guys that spent time in prison, lived his life in the hood, and tried to be this conductor of business and end up on some type of case or something, you know. In that case, he helped him try to get away on what his son had just did. And he had no problem with testifying against him. You see it far too often. Literally. But that's it, folks. I'm ready to check out of here. That's my reaction to this. I want to thank y'all for joining me. Shouts out to my #1 fan, John. I appreciate you, sir. Again, catch me on my next live stream. I got another episode I'm ready to drop. I was going to work on it tonight, but I'll get on top of it tomorrow. Of course, I'm going to cover some more of this golf stuff. I'm going to get back on here tomorrow and get some of my reaction. This is GPTV1. Y'all stay blessed and stay safe out there.